Before we get into my story, make sure to please hit the subscribe button. It means the world to me. This is the following part to my story. If you haven't seen the previous one, you should click here and watch the story from the start. A huge hype was created for the launch of my cryptocurrency and the connected devices. Things were going exactly according to plan. Amidst all this, something else happened too. So, you guys remember that day straight from a nightmare when I was fired and I cried my heart out? Well, I was also supposed to meet Beth at a cafe that day and confess my feelings. But because of everything that happened, the confession was long forgotten, and we both got immersed in our respective works. One day, though, after I returned home from a media showcase, Beth told me that she had a surprise for me. She brought me to the same cafe that we were supposed to meet in that day after the gala night, and I was reminded to everything that I wanted to say to her. I had a deeper admiration for Beth now. I loved her so much. She was the reason that I was standing back on my feet again. She had yet again proven that she would be there for me even at my lowest points. When it seemed like the whole world was conspiring against me, she had lent me a shoulder to cry upon. How could I ever repay her back for everything that she had done for me? Milton, Beth started, bringing me out of my thoughts. I brought you here so that we could complete what we didn't have the chance to do that day. I wanted to tell you something that day. Yeah? What is it? I asked, leaning forward on the table. I think you already saw this coming, but I've had a crush on you for a long time now, she said. I think it started right from the first day that I met you. I won't lie, in the beginning I was just attracted to your looks. I thought that it was just temporary and I would forget about you soon enough. But then I saw you working hard every day. I slowly started falling for your personality as well. It wasn't just about your looks any longer. I started liking you as a person, and well, yeah, this happened. She finished with a chuckle. I gave her a smile. I had no idea that you had always liked me for that long. Was this why you always helped me out and supported me? This was part of the reason, she replied. But I would have done the same for anyone in your position. Because you're a good and honest person, Milton. And you didn't deserve those things that people tried to do to you. Thank you, Beth, I said sincerely. You don't know how much this means to me. While we're at this topic, let me just tell you that you're an even better person than me. I admire you a lot, and I like you too. And, well, you guys can imagine what happened next. Beth and I started dating. This was the happiest I had been in my life. I was given a painful reminder of how this had happened with me before. I thought I was happy when I was with Melissa, but that didn't last for long. Then I thought that nothing can compare to the happiness that I got when I became the partner in the bank. And we all know how that ended. So now, being this happy with Beth and with everything that was happening in my life, I was super scared. My happiness never used to last for long. And once again, I was afraid that someone would take everything away from me. That wouldn't happen, Beth assured me when I had expressed my worries to her. We have shared all those bad experiences, Milton, and there's no secret between us. Nothing in this world can ever convince me to leave you. And as for launching off your company and everything, you know that you're all set now. People are super hyped and everyone loves you. You hold one of the strongest positions of power in this city, and no one would dare touch you. Well, maybe she was right. I had a huge influence over the media, the police, and the government authorities now. My reputation for exposing corrupt people had already been established, and those ministers and cops were basically scared of me. I could come for them anytime if I wanted, and end their careers with just one word. It was crazy how much power I had over everyone, when I wasn't even in any official position. I was just glad that the ordinary people loved me, and believed me over everyone else. Beth was so right about the fact that I shouldn't be reliant on anyone. Building my own customer base was the best thing I had done in my life. I owed nothing to anyone now. I was my own boss, my own leader. Now, all that was left for me to do was launch my company. It was still 15 days before that could happen, and I hadn't been more impatient in my life. And, of course, my oh-so-dear sisters decided to come out of their hiding spot in this duration. How could I forget about them? My success was so huge that they definitely took notice and decided to stir drama again. I was just casually watching TV one day in the living room when I had the biggest fright of the century. Natalie and Penny's faces appeared on the TV, and they waved at the camera with an angelic smile. I sat up straight and focused to see what was going on. Why were they on the news? We have a special segment prepared for you, everyone. the anchor said. "These two ladies present here to claim to be Mr. Milton's sisters, and they say that they have always played a huge role in his success." "What do you mean, claim to be?" Natalie said rudely. "We really are his sisters. If you want, then, I can show you the proof." "Then why hasn't he ever talked about the two of you?" the anchor questioned. "Well, Milton is like that," Penny said. "He draws a line between his personal and professional life. He cares about us a little too much. He wanted to keep us protected from the public eye." Wow. I was speechless. "If he wanted to keep you two out of the public eye, then why did you reveal yourself today?" the anchor frowned. "You ask a lot of ridiculous questions," Natalie laughed, then turned to face the camera. "We just wanted to come here and praise our dear brother in front of everyone. He never allows us to compliment him, so we decided to make an appearance here and do it publicly." "Yeah, where do we even start? He has been such a nice young man," Penny said. "He has always been so nice and kind since childhood. He always took care of us and supported us at our worst times." Okay, where was this going? "Yes, that's why we decided to repay his acts of kindness when he was in need," Natalie continued. "You know how he was fired from the bank? That left him completely broken. We were the ones who came to his aid. We boosted his morale and provided him all the support he needed. It is because of us that he is at such a good place today." I wanted to curse them, but that would have been an insult to the curse. I switched off the TV and clenched my fist to control my anger. I received a call minutes later. It was Natalie. I knew before even glancing at my phone that it was her. I received the call. "Hey, Milton, I guess you've already watched the news," she said sweetly. "Yes, I have," I replied. "What do you think about it?" she asked as if it wasn't already obvious. "I was thinking if your mouth ever gets tired of all that bullcrap it spews," I snapped. "Please, you don't have to be so rude," she replied. "It's not like we ruined your image or something. In fact, we were being nice and praising you even though you don't deserve it." "What do you want, Natalie?" I cut straight to the point. "We just want your love and support, Milton," she said sadly. "Is it too much to ask for? Why can't you be nice for once?" "Oh yeah? Now that I am back in power, you suddenly want my love and support so that you can feed on my popularity and fame?" I scoffed. "I know you very well. Quit this. Whatever game you are playing." "Seriously, Milton? I was trying to be nice for once." She suddenly raised her voice. "Yes, you are right. We want to feed on your popularity. Why are you so selfish? We are your sisters, not some strangers. It wouldn't kill you if you let off a part of your name and fame. This is all we ask for, yet you always make things so complicated that I am forced to take such drastic measures." "I would have loved to support you if you deserved it," I told her. "You both deserve to rot after everything you have done to me. I don't know how a person can be so shameless. How do you even gather up the courage to contact me after everything? I am sick and tired of everything, and I am ashamed to be related to you. As I told you earlier, you mean nothing to me. I don't care even one bit about you. Go and do whatever you want. I am over this now." And I hung up with that. I was so done with all of this. Honestly, why was I related to them? And why did they barge in my life every time when I was happy? Seriously though, if it wasn't for them, I would have always been happy without any worries. They couldn't do anything to me again, right? I had made sure to cover up all the loopholes. There was no point where they could attack me. Then why was I so worried all of a sudden? My gut was telling me that something really awful was going to happen soon. I told everything to Beth. "Ew, those girls disgust me," she said. "Why are they still bothering you? Can't they just go and get a life?" I shook my head. Bothering me is their favorite hobby. I'm just afraid of what they're going to do this time. "Don't be afraid, Milton," Beth said. "They can't even touch you. We have everything covered." Yeah, maybe Beth was right. They couldn't do anything now. But, of course, these were my sisters we were talking about. I hate to admit this, but they were as determined as me. Once they set their mind on something, they didn't stop until they were able to fully achieve it. I just wish they put this quality to good use instead of channeling all their energy on me. They started making more and more appearances on the news channel, giving interviews left and right and claiming to be my biggest support systems. With each interview, they got weirder and started saying whatever nonsense that came to their mind. In one such interview, they took it too far.